The story of XDefiant is quite interesting, and it's actually going to get even more interesting here very soon. Black Ops 6 is just on the horizon. There's a lot going on with that. Hey, do me a solid, hit like on the video today. If we hit 400 likes, that'd be really cool, you know? Alright guys, my name's Buckeye, and welcome to XDefiant Guides. Alright, at the Xbox Games Showcase / Black Ops 6 Direct this year, we got a full presentation of what Black Ops 6 is going to be like from a campaign perspective, as well as some zombies and a little bit of multiplayer information. It's our first real look at the game, actually, outside of the leaked information that we've had so far. Now, with that said, this game is honestly probably the most anticipated Call of Duty in recent memory, probably since Modern Warfare 2, if I had to guess. There's a lot of reasons for that. We've been in the Modern Warfare era for the last several years with MW2, MW3 now, and even before that in 2019 we had Modern Warfare 2019. The game has been in a very specific era for the last several years. People are really excited that now we're going to be getting a brand new Treyarch game. It's been, what, 4 years since we've gotten a Treyarch game, which is a really long time. And for a lot of people, Treyarch has the most popular or most appreciated Call of Duty games. So that's why Black Ops 6 has such a high amount of anticipation. Honestly, the game is just hopefully going to be what everybody wants it to be. I myself am one of the massive Treyarch fans. I've never really been a huge fan of the Modern Warfare games, but the Treyarch games I've always been a huge fan of. Now, some of the things that this Black Ops 6 game is supposed to be doing is promising a return to form for several aspects of the game. One of those being the 3-lane maps. We haven't really had some traditional 3-lane maps in a while in Call of Duty, and we're supposed to be getting those back into the game finally, which is a huge thing for a lot of people when it comes to Call of Duty. They really love the 3-lane system with maps. I've talked about this before, and one reason, you know, why XDefiant has been so successful so far is because they have those 3-lane maps. We've also had a lot of leaks to talk about the game, suggesting that they were going to bring back a Pick 10 system and things like that. We now know that the Pick 10 system isn't on its way, but, you know, it was one of the reasons why people were super excited about it. Now, with all that being said, XDefiant was supposed to come out in summer of 2023, which was during the Modern Warfare 2 era, where there were so many things that were taken out of Call of Duty, and the game was slowed down significantly, and people just were not at all a fan of how MW2 ended up playing out. So the idea was that XDefiant was going to capitalize on all of this poor reception of Modern Warfare 2 with XDefiant coming out and, you know, taking care of some of those problems. Some of those things are, you know, bringing a classic minimap back to the game with XDefiant and having those 3-lane maps that we're now getting in Black Ops 6, but at the time we weren't really receiving. Also, the arcadiness that the game has is something that Call of Duty used to have, but doesn't really have anymore. It's much more focused on the realism and being sort of a military sim versus an arcade shooter. So there was a number of reasons why XDefiant coming out last year was going to be a really big deal for the game, is it was taking advantage of everything that Call of Duty has been doing wrong in recent years, because MW2 was really the low point of the franchise since its return to the boots on the ground era. 2.6 KD? Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take that. You know, the other really important thing to remember here is that the Modern Warfare games have had very fast time to kills. Like, you basically put one bullet into somebody and they're practically dead in Modern Warfare 2. So XDefiant coming out with the long time to kill that's in this game was a huge step in the right direction for people who are a fan of having a longer time to kill. Bro, what? Why'd you let me kill you? Unreal. You know, I'm personally one of those people who's a fan of having a longer time to kill. I think it has more of a skill gap and really just allows there to be more of a gunfight in a one-on-one engagement, rather than just being whoever gets the first shot off is, you know, the one that gets the win. And then, of course, the other massive thing that has... Okay, cool. And of course, the other massive thing about XDefiant that is, you know, has the upper hand over Call of Duty is the fact that there's no skill-based matchmaking or engagement-based matchmaking in XDefiant. It's obviously the huge marketing factor for the game. It's the big thing that everyone is absolutely enjoying so much about the game. And all these were things that was just a huge boon for XDefiant in the battle of XDefiant versus Modern Warfare 2. That's why people got so excited about the game initially. And if you guys are excited about XDefiant, I need you to subscribe to the channel today. Can you hit the sub button real quick? We're trying to hit 10,000 subscribers. If you hit the sub button today, you're going to help us get one step closer to that, all right? I appreciate you. But you know, unfortunately, XDefiant got the major delay last year that pushed the game back for like 8 months from its initial expected release window. So, you know, the window of opportunity that XDefiant had during the low point of Modern Warfare 2 just completely fizzled away, because Modern Warfare 3 came out and fixed a lot of the problems that MW2 had. A lot of the major things that people complained about were adjusted and fixed in Modern Warfare 3. Not everything, of course. There's still a number of things that people are not a fan of, but by and large, a lot, and I mean a lot, of the issues that people had with Modern Warfare 2 were adjusted in Modern Warfare 3. They brought back faster movement. Slide canceling was a thing. They had significantly better maps. They fixed the mini-map. They brought back the traditional way of mini-maps working. All in all, the game was not perfect, certainly, and it definitely fits the bill of a $70 DLC, but as far as the gameplay is concerned, Modern Warfare 3 drastically improved upon what MW2 had set for us. So for a lot of people, the perspective was that they completely missed their mark by not releasing XDefiant when they had the opportunity to take hold of the arcade arena shooter community. Now, of course, at this point, we've had the release of XDefiant and we've had Modern Warfare 3 out for a while, and you know, I think that there's absolutely a situation where we have two pretty separate communities here. I don't really think that that window of opportunity being missed was a massive failure for XDefiant anymore, because I think the game is doing just fine. And I think a big reason for that is because even with MW3 fixing a lot of the issues that MW2 had, the big glaring problem is still there, and it's the implementation of skill-based matchmaking and engagement-optimized matchmaking. And with that being said, XDefiant has launched with very strong numbers. Mark Rubin announced that within 2 weeks of the game, it already hit 10 million players. Now, yes, the game is free to play, but I've said this before and I'll say it again, even if a game's free to play, if no one's interested in it, they're still not going to play it. You still have to have a level of interest in order to get people to actually play your game. And with the strong launch of the game, we've got a lot of excitement in the community surrounding Season 1. Season 1 is going to be coming out on July 2nd, and we already know that people are very excited for Season 1 and what it has to offer. And with all of this excitement around XDefiant, Call of Duty wants to come in and ruin that excitement with Black Ops 6. Another 2 KD, all right, 30 and 15, easy. Now, what was one of the biggest reasons why people were not a huge fan of MW2? Well, it was the fact that the game slowed way down. It didn't have the same movement that the previous games had been putting into the game, and as a result, people didn't really like the way Modern Warfare 2 was implemented. Now, what's one big thing that people like about XDefiant? It's the fact that the game is fast. It's very fluid. You know, we have slide canceling and bunny hopping, and even though they've, you know, obviously toned down the bunny hopping significantly because it's not actually supposed to be in the game the way people have been doing it, the game is quick, and that's one reason why people absolutely love XDefiant. It's quick, it's fluid, you get around the map quickly, and it's a good time while doing it. Well, Call of Duty is implementing what is most likely going to be their biggest form of innovation in the game from a movement or gameplay perspective since the jetpack era of Call of Duty. I would probably say, if not maybe when TAC Sprint was introduced, perhaps. And that's with a brand new movement system called Omni movement. Basically, what Omni movement does is it allows you to continue to sprint in every direction. That's forward, backward, side to side, diagonally, and when you dive, you can completely roll over midair and continue your shooting. It is potentially going to be a absolutely generational change to the way Call of Duty plays when Black Ops 6 comes out this fall. You know, and in my mind, them jumping into this Omni movement is a direct competition situation to the way that XDefiant plays. XDefiant is very popular, like I said, for its movement that it has in the game. And now with Black Ops 6 having this completely revolutionary way of movement, we're going to see a lot of people comparing the two, comparing the speed, comparing the quickness, comparing how it plays in comparison to each other. It's going to happen, guys. Whether we like it or not, it's going to happen. Now, the jury is, you know, yet to decide whether or not this Omni movement is a good system or not. I'm going to be honest, I have my doubts and reservations, certainly. But no one can deny the fact that this is a revolutionary situation from Treyarch here. Them even implementing something like this is a big deal. So there's absolutely going to be even just a lot of people that try the game out just to see what it plays like. And in addition to this Omni movement system, they're also bringing back the traditional 3-lane system that we are, you know, pleasantly enjoying in XDefiant and used to really love in Call of Duty. Now they're bringing it back. We're getting our 3-lane system back in the game. And of course, with it being a Treyarch game, we're also going to be getting the color and vibrancy back in the maps. Now, I will say, some of the maps that I saw, they didn't look like they were extremely colorful, but they had more color than anything we've seen in Call of Duty recently, which I'm very pleased about, of course. And a big deal, Black Ops 6 will be on Game Pass day one. So PC and Xbox players alike will be able to play this game at a very much lower barrier of entry than any Call of Duty in recent memory. Now, of course, XDefiant is still free to play, so it has an even lower barrier of entry, but Call of Duty will have a lower barrier of entry than anyone that has really ever had, actually, which is a huge deal and something that we shouldn't just gloss over. Now, the big thing, though, that we still don't know about is the status of skill-based matchmaking or engagement-optimized matchmaking. We do not know whether or not this game is going to have that stuff still implemented in the game, how it has been recently. And in my opinion, that will be what really makes or breaks the overall success of Black Ops 6 in comparison to XDefiant is how does that skill-based matchmaking get implemented in Black Ops 6? Will it be the same way that it's been over the recent years, or will they tone it back at all? We don't know yet. They haven't said anything about it. My best bet is that, yeah, it's going to be there. It's going to be exactly how it's been. It's not going to change at all, but we don't know. We really don't. But with all that being said, there's no doubt that the way that Black Ops 6 is being put together, it is absolutely gunning for the community that XDefiant has picked up so far. It is trying to ruin everything that XDefiant has going for it here. It doesn't want to share market share. It doesn't want to do that. XDefiant coming out here swinging, but Call of Duty wants to be the top dog with no competition. You have to admit that. Whether or not the changes to Call of Duty are a direct relation to XDefiant, which I don't really think it is, it still is trying to knock XDefiant out of the race for being top dog.